Hey up and welcome to Callum's Corner. Right, I have a solution to help humanity. Out of adversity has come something amazing, right? The whole issue at the moment with which toilets should transgender people use. Some people are getting offended by them using different toilets. They're getting offended by them not letting them using those toilets. It's a whole big hoo-ha at the moment. Well, this morning I was called into work. I'm a carer. I do a shift. I'm walking around bloody Bristol. I always get called in the Sunday because people fall in bloody sick. Anyway, I didn't get to do my morning routine this morning, and about halfway through my shift I realised I was desperate for a number twosies, a poop. So I've had to go into a shopping centre to fulfil my needs, which is something I hate. Public pooing is just gross. It's just gross, but needs must. So I've gone into the toilet and I'm sitting there. I'm taking my time because I've got a bit of an issue with piles at the moment. It's better to just let it happen naturally rather than straining. Anyway, the door to the toilet next to me just slammed open and someone sat down. Immediately there was this grossy, gassy kind of fart that comes out, and I realise I'm in for a nasty time here. A couple of seconds later, it's followed up by what can only be described as a wet and turgid firework. Just spraying last night's beer and curry all over the porcelain. Absolutely revolting. Accompanied by a ungodly smell, almost gagging. And I was furious at this point. I wanted to bang on the wall. If you're going to poo like that, you shouldn't do it in public. If you know you've been out on a beers and you've got a hungover kind of to come out, you shouldn't do that. You should have gone home. It's selfish. But even at the best of times, to be honest with you, another man pooing 2 foot away from you with a flimsy plywood barrier that ends 3 foot from the ground is not a pleasant experience. Even when you can tell it's a good, solid log of a turd. You hear it kind of bombing down in there. A couple of seconds later, it's going to be accompanied by a fog, a thick wall of smell creeping under the thing. Just kind of thick. Been eating McDonald's with you, mate. You could almost comment on it. And it's revolting. But this one was particularly revolting. I finished my business. I got out of there as quick as possible. Normally, I would listen to a bit of Miley, Party in the USA, or a bit of Taylor Swift, Shake It Off or something. Go to a happy place so I don't have to hear the sounds at least. But I wasn't prepared that morning. I hadn't bought my headphones. So I'm leaving the toilets and I'm pretty disgusted, physically and mentally shaken. And as I leave, there's this little old dear looking at this person going into the women's toilets, and she looks very confused. So I look over there, and it is a 19-year-old, what I would describe as a male, because he's dressed as a male, he's got short hair, he looks like a bloke. However, he had an Alice band on, and he's going into the girls' toilets. Now, she was obviously confused by this, and it's got me thinking, what a big issue this whole transgender thing is. And normally, I would say it's not an issue, because actual proper transgender people, they make an effort to look like the opposite sex. The blokes grow their hair long, and they look like women, But this kid was obviously one of the new generation who's just woke up and fancied a bit of extra attention. So he slapped an Alice band on and decided he's a girl today. Not even put any lippy on or something to give the rest of us a clue. And you can see why this old dear was confused about it. And it got me thinking as I'm walking away, actually this situation could be solved and it could work to all of our advantage, Instead of these great big rooms filled with cubicles, we should be demanding a new type of toilet, an enclosed room, just a small cubicle-like room set in the wall. Rather than great big public toilets where you're all lined up in a public pooping gallery, private rooms, a toilet, a little hand basin in it, and more importantly, a proper solid wall and door, so we're no longer tasting whatever the offerings of the next person is laying down. I think this could solve everything. We should have been demanding better toilets a long time ago, but corporations are cheap. But now it could solve this kind of whole social hoo-ha that's going on. It could avoid future arguments. It could avoid the whole gendering issues. I think we could, get momentum behind this. So I would ask you to, I don't know whether you share this video or whatever, but mention it to people in power. This is what needs to happen now. It will solve the whole transgender, which toilet should they go in issue, and more importantly, I wouldn't feel sick every time I had to have a poo in public. Yeah, there we go. That's my idea. Hopefully you guys agree. It would solve a lot of things. Yeah, that's what the corner's for, I guess. Right, yeah, we're done.